Hello, this is Josh from the Comic Book Collecting Quest, and that is Matt right there.
Oh,
And we're here to chit chat and show off some books. And Matt, you want to go first?
yeah. I don't have a lot, but I got some good stuff. I picked up some graded books at a garage sale this weekend, and I had three, but I traded one of them for a bunch of like Boris Vallejo art books and stuff like that.
Mm.
It was a reprint of the Batman with the first appearance of Poison Ivy. I don't know. It
Uh,
was like a chromium cover reprint, and yeah, it was at a garage sale. I paid $50 for that and these other two slabs. So yeah, I traded it because I didn't care about it, and it's not really worth anything. Like
no,
people are selling it for less than the cost of grading. So I don't know why
yeah,
anybody traded it. But I do have this one, Batman or Catwoman '74
God, that's a great cover.
96. Yeah, I like that one.
There.
I might hang on to it, probably not, because I don't know. I just don't really have room to hang a lot of slabs, and I hate
Yeah.
just storing them away. So, and I also got the SpongeBob Comics #1.
Yes.
It's in a 9.0, but I mean, there's not really a lot of them. It's more rare than your average comic, and I don't understand why CGC does not recognize it as the first appearance of SpongeBob. I don't know.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what they recognize as the first appearance.
No. But what was the publisher on that SpongeBob?
Let's check a look here. It is. Uh, I don't know. Some real riveting entertainment here. I'm unsure. United Plankton Pictures,
Okay, right on.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Like on this one, it says up here DC Comics.
Yeah,
So I would assume that's the publisher, and it says
yeah,
United Plankton Pictures.
for sure. So maybe, yeah, maybe they printed their own books.
I guess I don't know. I got to be honest. I've never seen a single episode of SpongeBob. I don't know anything about it.
Oh man, I can watch it nonstop. They have so many episodes. I really like it.
I have no clue. I don't understand references. I see stuff all the time, and I just have no clue. I'm just lost every time I hear it. Okay, this one is it's a Rick and Morty
Oh
book.
wow.
Yeah, it was still got the thrift store tag on it. It was $2 at the thrift store, and
Wow.
yeah, I mean they're like $25 or something like that.
Yeah,
And if you're gonna read them, you're gonna pay more than that to collect them. Or I don't know.
that's right.
I don't buy Rick and Morty comics, but if I find them this cheap, I'm gonna snatch it up anyways. But that'll go into a trade box most likely after I read it.
Super nice.
Yeah, this next thing's kind of cool, a little different. I already have one, and so this is my second one. Uh, we got the Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars coloring activity book.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really like that cover, and it's I'm pretty sure the only page in it that anyone has colored is Spider-Man's pants here on the front. They colored blue.
Hey, they did a great job.
Yeah, and inside here, let's go ahead and pull it out. We got a
Oh my.
we got a poster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I really want to frame it, but I have so much stuff I need to frame already. So
Oh no. I used to say that all the time. Like I'm going to frame this, and I've never framed anything.
I get to it every once in a while and end up framing two or three things, but I probably have a stack of like 20 things I need to frame. So yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Dude, that's awesome. I've never seen it before.
You've never seen that before?
No, that coloring book or the poster came with it, but I've never seen the coloring book.
I always dig through the coloring books because the 70s and 80s coloring books are getting harder to find. And I collect turtle stuff. My wife collects gremlin stuff. So anytime I can run onto the weird coloring books, I always pick those up.
Yeah, I've sold a few coloring books from the 50s and 40s. So
Right. Okay. This was a book I was going to show, but I'm going to have to cover up part of it with my hand here. This is the history of underground comics.
oh, cool.
Yeah, it's got some nudity on the front there, so can't really show that off, but pretty cool. I have a lot of underground comics, so I figured it'd be a fun read. It's not like a compilation or anything. It's actually just kind of the story of underground comics. So
Wow.
once again, as soon as I'm done reading it, it'll hit my trade box and somebody will pick it up. Okay, now let's get to the real comics here. Let's see. Uh, this first one is Fantasy Features number 2. Look at that. I bought it because 2 reasons. The cover is cool, but also this being Fantasy Features 2, I think this is Fantasy Features 1 was the first AC comic. So this would be the second AC comic. And right out of the gate, they got cool covers. So AC's did FemForce and, like Lady Liberty and a bunch of, headlights covers, basically.
Yeah, I had no idea he was.
I had a bunch of the FemForce. I had most of a run, but I traded it off to somebody at some point. Okay, let's see. These next is a series of 3 here. Well, not really a series, but they're 3 from the same series. We got Young Avengers 4. Decent shape.
Great cover.
Yeah, Kang. They're all keys, but I don't remember why. But I do know that I've seen them on racks places. People are buying them. I have a Young Avengers 1, but I've never bought any of the other from the series. I think I got the Young Avengers 1 in a trade. And also this one is 9. I think this is first Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye costume.
Oh, okay. Yeah, those are all great covers.
Yeah, the covers are great, and like I said, they're keys. People are buying them, and I really probably won't keep them, but probably once again hit my trade box. These next 2 though are keepers. One of them is an Adam Hughes cover that I've been trying to find for a while because I have most of them from the Spoof Comics series. This is Justice Broads.
Dang.
I had this one at one point in time, and somebody stole it from me in a trade. It was there 1 second, and then it wasn't, and I was at a convention, and I don't know. But I finally got another one. So got that.
You were trading for it, and then it was in with a bunch of other comics, and then
I think the guy worked it into his stack of comics for a trade that we were doing at the local convention, and yep, I walked out of the convention, got to my car, went through everything, realized it wasn't there, went back in, and obviously, I mean, what am I going to do?
yeah, yeah.
All right, the next one is it's not a key. It is not the first appearance of Jesus.
That's Aspire.
That is Aspire, and it's the 49-cent version. That's the first print of Jesus.
I had no idea that Spire made a Jesus comic.
Oh, I think gosh.
Al Hartley.
Al Hartley. I'm probably wrong on my date, but I think it's a later one, like an 86.
I see.
I
Okay.
could be wrong. I looked up a couple different Spires earlier, and this one might have been 79. Gosh, what do I know? I'm forgetful, but cool cover, and it's Jesus.
Great.
Come on. I mean, look at that beard.
I know. I don't want to be offensive, but that's like my favorite version of Jesus. You know.
I was always a fan of
that Jesus there is like 6'4", you know.
and he's real cut out. He's like a G.I. Joe underneath his tunic.
Great looking guy.
Right. That, believe it or not, that's all I've bought this week. That's all the new stuff I've got.
There you go.
I was looking around, I thought maybe I had something else, but that is it.
So let me big here. I actually didn't buy anything, but somebody was giving away a bunch of free stuff, and I went over to their house, and there was a lot of people there picking through the things. So I was kind of convinced that because there was like 20 people there, and I was kind of convinced that I had no chance of getting anything good, but I ended up getting a lot of really good stuff. The people that were picking through the stuff there, they were kind of like I think they were kind of like you. They wanted like more independent stuff.
Hmm.
They didn't want superhero books or anything like that. So I actually I didn't get any like good Spider-Man. Well, I did get some Spider-Man, but yeah, like obviously like Marvel. I think there was a guy there like getting all the Marvel books, but I'm like where I'm at with I'm like completely content with not getting Marvel because everybody goes for Marvel. So
Right.
I know I'm not going to get it, but I did get blocked. But I'll start with the books I got. So the guy, I guess it was the wife giving away all the husband's stuff. I guess he had passed away, and for the sake of karma, I did give her some money when I left, just because I was thinking like, oh my god, I just walked out of here with a lot of great stuff for free. So I wanted to give her a little bit of money.
All right, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So this is the Hugo Winner Volume 3, Book 2. And
Oh,
Mars. I love this cover.
yeah, I buy up all the Heinlein I see.
World Without an End. It says it's the new Star Trek experience, so it might be a Star Trek book.
Hmm. No clue.
And this one, I just picked it up for the cover.
Yeah, it's a cool spaceship.
And when I was a teenager, I read a Greg Bear book and haven't read one since, but I did enjoy the book I read. So just
Okay.
picked up the Greg Bear that I saw there.
Great Heinlein book.
I've never read this. I've only read Stranger in a Strange Land. That's the only one I've ever read.
Oh man, yeah, these are great books. Easily one of my favorite authors. Another Greg Bear. I've heard of him, but I've never read any of his stuff.
Yeah, I think he was like 80s and 90s.
Oh, The Path Through Tomorrow. That's a really good book. The series, it's like a compilation of stories that tells like the Heinlein had two like major branches of work. The Future History series and what was the other one called? Future History series or something like that. And they were each independent universes, and the certain books fit into each universe independently. Yeah. And man, that's a good one. That's the start of one of them. I can't remember which one. I need to reread every one of his books.
So the only two I'm familiar with is Starship Troopers because of the film, and then Stranger in a Strange Land because I read it. But are they both the same universe or separate universes?
I think those are separate, and Starship Troop. Well, they might be the same universe. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But Starship Troopers, if you haven't read that, that's a completely different story than the movie. The movie really like glosses over a lot and doesn't go into the political depths of the book.
Yeah, I watched the movie, and for the longest time I was like, man, Heinlein is overrated. If that's what, if that's what. But then I read Stranger in a Strange Land. I was like, okay, this is legit. This is good. This is Paul Anderson. Terrible at this camera, but once again, cover by. I love the spaceship.
Mm-hmm.
Or I say cover by. I got it for free.
I've actually never read that one.
Oh, I see. Okay. The master storyteller's travels around the world, a real life stranger in a strange land. So I guess it's some sort of travel. By
Mm. He's from Missouri.
yeah, he's from Kansas City.
Oh yeah.
Job, a comedy of justice. Yeah, it's what said. Like this guy passed away, and like looking through his stuff, I was like, man, this guy could have been my friend. Good taste.
That's a pretty good story. An explosion throws a family and their farm into the far future.
Wow.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great cover. Great book too. Yeah, that's a middling book, but again, it's Heinlein, so I read it.
It was so strange that I was able to, like I said, there was like 20 people there, so I was thinking I wasn't going to get anything, but I walked out of there with some really, really good stuff.
No, that's two books in one. Two really good books. I think I've read that one. I can't remember. He's got so many books. Oh, definitely read Puppet Masters. That's been made into like several different movies.
Really?
Yeah.
And then this is the Hugo Winners Volume 3, Book 1.
This guy was really into sci-fi.
Yeah, that's like all he had there. It was like one of those situations. I don't know if you've ever been in a situation, but it's like, especially like everything's free, and there was like so much that like it was, I wish I could have grabbed it all, but it was just so much it was hard to grab. When I originally found out it was all free, I was just thinking like I'll just back my truck up and just throw everything in there. But then when I got there and saw there was like 20 people, I was like, oh, I better just grab what I can.
Right.
And I got this because it's a shark cover. I don't.
Does it have arms? A shark with arms?
He's got arms.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that.
Like frog arms on a shark.
They're evolving.
Yeah. Another Hugo Award book.
Presented by Isaac Asimov. How is a book presented by anybody?
I know. Yeah. He just wanted his name on there. And they wanted his name on there so they could sell the book.
Right. Okay.
Another Greg Bear.
Lots of Greg Bear. Every book is an award winner, but I've never read any of his stuff.
Yeah, I read it like 20 some years ago, but I remember liking it. This one I was disappointed because it's a hardback and everything, but the cover's like super, there's nothing. Okay, so that does it for the books. And then these next ones, these comics that I'm going to show are for sale, and they are for sale at the eBay store Duffy DUFFY 0319845. And if you think the comic's a little high, just wait. It will be discounted. And also send me a message and tell me that you watched it on this video, and I'll also discount it a little bit more for you. So I'll begin. I've got a lot of them here, and these were all free.
Oh, the comics were there too. Awesome.
There was 7 long boxes.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Savage Dragon, I have to explain this because they're all free. So I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna take these. Nobody else says, so I'm taking them.
Some of those Savage Dragon were really low print run.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, and I know that.
How many issues of Preacher did you get?
Not that many, and this is like number 58. So
that's towards the end, I think.
And then I got some Scud.
Oh, You didn't happen to get a number one, did you?
No, I've had number one before. I've sold it. Another Preacher.
Yes. That's one of my favorite series.
Yeah, that's number 38. And then one Hellblazer. That's the only one that was there.
Mm.
But I was thinking, like, gosh, what are these people getting if they're like leaving all this stuff for me? I mean, I was like fifth or sixth in line to go through this. This was the Lonely Uncanny. I just grabbed it. You know, worst case scenario, it's $1, and I sell it and make $1. And I want to say too, I'm not like selling these and like buying cheeseburgers with it. I want to sell them and buy books that I want with the money. You know, this is part of the comic book collecting quest. So another, this is number 35. These are cool covers though.
Yeah, I'm always trading up. Like a lot of the stuff I get is just to trade up.
Yeah, yeah. And I was thinking that too. Like I was getting these books for free. You know, maybe I should have left them for somebody else, but at the same time, I was like, no, I'll just sell them and then I'll get something I want. And yeah, the one guy did make a comment, not to me, but another guy. He was just like, "Wow, you pretty much took the whole stash, huh?" And I was like, "Oh my god, dude, you should have got here earlier. Then, you know, don't cry."
Yeah, don't complain. Can't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yeah, and I'm sure you see it all the time. People complaining about not being there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know nothing about Savage Dragon. I think it was created by Eric Larson. I liked his Spider-Man run, but other
Yeah,
than that,
I never read a Savage Dragon. All I know is the later issues, like 100 plus, are definitely low print run. I have a guy that I trade it to. Anytime I find it, I just message him, see what he needs, and I pick it up for him. Man, yeah, a lot of it.
I'm telling you, I was just like, I was just, I couldn't leave it there because I was thinking like, because I've sold Savage Dragon before, so I was thinking like, man, there's some money here, you know.
There's somebody looking for everything.
Yeah, and then here's a Hulk, oh, a Hulk
Cool
number cover swipe. That's 76. Okay, so I also didn't leave you out of this. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can hurrying. I did get you the Ultimates.
Oh, nice.
One
Yes.
through, I didn't get 11 and 12. 11 and 12 weren't there, but 1 through 10 was.
Nice.
So
Yes.
I will be sending those off to you.
Awesome. Yeah. I've got some stuff stashed aside here that I need to get a box for.
And this is our, I always say, because like the, I don't want to say grandpa collector, but those guys that they got to read books in the 70s and 80s, they hate the 2000s. But I was 16 in 2000, so I love this
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I read a ton of those books. I'm not gonna complain about those.
I did see there was that guy that was grabbing up all the marbles. He did get a first Echo, and
Yeah,
I just commented on him that I was like, hey, nice find. That's a great book.
right. Yeah, back when I was collecting records, I had several thrift stores that I would go to. Oh yeah, I love that cover. Straczynski, and
Yep.
there was two thrift stores right across the street from each other, and I always had to make the decision of which to go to first. And one day I picked wrong because as I was going to the second one, a guy was coming out with a box of just amazing, just like Blue Note, jazz records, uh, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. He just had a box of just great records, and this was right before the record craze kicked up. And I mean, this thrift store had them for like a quarter a piece. So
Oh man.
I rarely have situations where I'm like, oh, I made a mistake, I missed out. But that's one I always think about.
Yeah, I like thrift stores always have records. They're not good.
Not anymore. Yeah, not
They're
anymore.
like your great grandma's collection.
I usually dig through the 45s because I know the 45s well. I know what sells. I just look for certain labels.
I always think of the Seinfeld where he's like going through the records and he's like, "You got Don Ho here." Yeah, just
Red
like,
Hot Jolson.
yeah, exactly. Oh man, yeah. So I say this again about the Ultimate Spider-Man. I was 16 years old reading it, and it was like written for me.
Yeah,
So
it was great. I don't care what anybody says.
so I loved it. Yeah, still do love it. More Savage
More Savage Dragon.
Dragons. There was like I said, I think these sell. I'll grab them. Oh my gosh. And I grabbed this thinking it was a Kevin Smith, but it is not. So I put that.
I forgot that Kevin Smith did the Green Arrow.
Yeah, I was like so psyched about it when he did it, and then I never read it. So there was some of it, so I grabbed it. And I know the new X-Men always sell.
Are you reading any current books?
Yeah, I read stupid stuff. I read like Batman, Detective Comics, Amazing Spider-Man. I read, but it's not good. And I read. There's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Saturday morning cartoons, something like that. I read that. And then The Last Ronin. I read that. Nightwing. I read that, and
Is the Last Ronin on a? Do they have a different series? I just read.
yeah,
I just picked up the first one.
yeah, it's they've had like 2 different series since the first run.
I haven't kept up with it. I like Last Ronin though; it was really good.
Yeah, super good. Supposedly, I don't know, they're making a movie out of it, but
Nobody asked for that.
nobody asked for that. I always say, it's just like they make these movies, but they don't make them with me in mind. So
Right.
that's why a lot of people complain about the Marvel movies, but I'm like, that's how I felt about Spider-Man 1 back in the day. So I don't care.
I did not like those new X-Men.
The X-Men movies?
No, that book you just had in your hand. Yeah.
I've never read it.
Oh, not worth your time.
It sells though. I mean, not for much, but it does sell. So if anybody likes Savage Dragon out there, I've got it.
Make you a deal on a whole bunch of
it. Yeah.
I need to pick up those early Spider-Man around that time. Spider-Man. All those ones with the Straczynski covers. I really like.
Yeah, they're just walk down memory lane for me. I love those. I thought it was that whole up until he got out there when he had the Gwen Stacy and Green Goblin children, the twins. That was reaching, but there for a while, there for like 5 or 6 years, he was good. So this one is
that's the good cover, yeah.
Yeah, this is the first appearance of her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this one's worth a little bit of money.
Yeah, I think that's one of the few from below 100 that actually have a price tag attached to them. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Preacher, if you haven't read that, you should read it. It's really good.
Yeah, I've never
it's
read
weird.
it. I'll show these 2. This was like, there was a lot of this Cerberus going home. I grabbed these 2, and then I just kind of gave up after that. I don't know if it's really worth anything.
The Cerberus only has a couple issues that are worth anything. But everything, in my opinion, everything's a dollar book to somebody.
Oh yeah, yeah. More Scud. That's number 18.
That is a really fun series, and that's the kind of stuff I like to read.
Every time I get them, I sell them. Or well, I sell them, but they sell quickly and well too. So anytime I see Scud, Savage Dragon. Oh, and the reason why I always sell Scud so well is because it has great covers, such as this one.
Yes, dude, it's a great story altogether. It's amazing. Those are great books. I don't see why. Honestly, it should be a cartoon. Has it been a cartoon? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Oh, that's 1991. I figured it would be later than that.
It started in the late '80s. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it before, and I had number 1 and 2, and then I had like listed number 1, and I was like, oh, it's worth $60.
Did you have a first print of number one?
I had the first print. Yeah, it was in rough shape, but it being in rough shape, it still sold for $60.
Nice.
And
My next big book that I want to trade up for is an Evil Ernie number one. That's my next book I'm looking for.
yeah, a lot of guys like that one. I don't know anything about that book.
Right. Hey, keep showing for a second. I know I bought some more books the other day. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. I'll keep showing. More Scud. The, they always do well. And as Matt was saying, it's a good book. I've never read it, but there's guys out there that like it. Or guys, men and women both. Savage Dragon. So this was 52. So I guess this will be the second appearance of her. Okay. So this is Savage. She. Sorry, I'm terrible at trying to get a good angle here. Show the cover. So I thought about keeping this, but I was just like, I'll sell it. Yeah.
Okay, I do have a stack of stuff here.
Excellent. I'll switch over to you here in a second. Look
That's the one. That's the one. I need that.
You need this one?
Yes.
I'll throw it in the pile for you.
You got that was in that free stuff you got?
Yeah. I'm telling you, when I saw it, I was like, how did they overlook this? I mean, it's like it's kind of a little obscure.
But... Well, I mean, that guy was probably blinded by how much good stuff he already had.
I know.
Yes, dude, that's good stuff is good. It sells.
That is the last one.
Oh yeah, man, I'm glad I remembered I had this.
So I still have more to show, Matt, but I'll go ahead and switch over to you.
Yeah, let's see here. I got a stack of weird stuff here, so this will be interesting. This is a comic strip preserves comic by Blackthorn. They do a lot of that. This is Cats and Jammer Kids. Cats and Jammer Kids. Yeah, dude. Cats and Jammer Kids is considered one. I think it is the oldest and longest running comic strip.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is just a compilation book of a bunch of the strips. It's not really anything I read. It's a little childish even for me. But all these books are from a quarter bin. I paid $0.25 a piece for these.
Very nice.
This is She Cyblade. This is the first appearance of Witchblade is in this.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's not. It does not really sell. I think there's a lot of them, and I think there's like 4 or 5 variant covers. So it doesn't really do well. But if they ever make a movie.
Oh, I know.
This I'm not really sure of, but I grabbed it because Cool cover. What's the Cho? Is it Frank Cho? Is that who that is?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that was a cool cover, and I'm pretty sure it's just like a compilation. Looks like it at the top says benefiting the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. I see these every once in a while, but I've never seen this cover, so picked it up. And I
Yeah,
mean, it says $10 right there. It's like obviously.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah, it's like a compilation thing, and I read a lot of different compilations just for the one-off stories. All right, uh, John Byrne. How do you say that guy's last name?
Burn. Yeah, burn.
2112. This is Next Men. You ever reading Next Men?
No, but I've sold it before.
Okay, yeah. I think the Next Men first appearance is in like Dark Horse Presents 59, something like that. And then it rolls right into this, and this is a great story. It's a thicker graphic novel style, but great story. And then it rolls right into the Next Men series.
Does it have anything to do with Russia's 2112 at all, or no?
No, I don't think so. All right, this is a set two. It's Mars Attacks High School. And there's the triple breast ability.
Oh man, that's great.
I actually buy a lot of these Tops comics. I think it's kind of a weird.
I want them, and I'm never able to get them.
Whenever I see them, I like to grab them. All the Mars Attacks things that are super fun reads.
Yeah. Do you still have your Jurassic Parks, the George Perez ones, or did you get rid of those?
Oh, I definitely got rid of those a while back.
Those are the ones I really want.
Yeah, I wish I'd kept at least one of them. There were a couple covers that were really good. Here is Sonic Boom issue 7. I mean, I grab up all these Sonic comics I see because they're low print run, and actually, I'm just now realizing it's also a newsstand.
Wow.
And
I'm the way I always grab Sonic. Yeah.
yeah, it sells well. I don't know why. I guess they're probably just low print run, and people love Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I love them. I even used to watch the cartoons, and yeah.
Here's one that I know you're gonna like. We got Love Diary number 75.
Oh my god, I do love that.
Unfaithful Forever.
Oh my god, what does it say there? I can't seem to help.
I can't seem to help myself. I wish Larry would hurry home from Vietnam. Oh
Oh
no.
my god, that's it. Oh my god, it's a Vietnam story too. You keep your hands off her.
I grab up all the romance stuff that I see.
Dude, I'm going to collect romance. Like, just if it's romance, I'm collecting it. I love it.
I pick it up because I have a guy that trades me good stuff for it all the time. So I just wait until I've got 4 or 5 of them together and see what he's got. And they sell well. So if I want to get rid of them, there I can always get rid of them.
I think people are starting to get in. Like, I think it's like our generation is like
Right.
that. I think the older guys don't like him.
Okay, next is we got Lady
Oh,
Death. This is this I think the second series of Lady Death. I can't remember. This is even though it's like a reflective chromium cover thing, this is just the standard cover because this was around that time when they were doing, gimmick covers left and right.
good old '90s with their gimmick covers.
Yes. Lady Death, her first appearance is in Evil Ernie #1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Evil Ernie and Lady Death's first appearance is in Evil Ernie #1. So that's a big key. It sells for high, but eventually I'll trade up for it. Somebody will
Yeah.
have it. Probably a low grade one. Okay, I got two more books here. This one is, I'm assuming, Spanish. Woody Woodpecker.
Wow. Yes, that's great.
Yeah, it's actually really clean too. I'm not sure the date on it. I don't. It says number 11, 125 points. Like, what's that even mean?
That is strange. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so it was in there for a quarter, so couldn't pass it up. All right, this next one though is pretty good. This is Looney Tunes Merry Melodies.
Yes.
It's from 47. I can't remember what number it is. But look at that cover, Bugs and the
Great cover.
The wizard outfit with the riding the broom with a
Man,
cool little engine on it.
and it's got the floating heads.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Uh,
That's a
it's a real. It's actually pretty early in the series, also, and the actual imprint of Looney Tunes Merry Melodies, they didn't do very many issues of that specific title.
man. Oh,
It's honestly, other than a little bit of spine wear, it's not in bad shape. It's very, yeah, I mean, look, it presents really well in my opinion. So, I get real torn on comics like this because I want to keep it, but it's Bugs Bunny. I don't really need it. So I'll probably end up tossing it in the trade box.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great. All right,
That's it.
and we'll go back to me and I'll finish up here. Okay, so these I'm keeping. These are from my personal collection. Uh, more Ultimate Spider-Man #8.
Are you doing a run, trying to put together a whole run of the Ultimate Spider-Man?
Yeah, yeah, yep.
Doing a nostalgia run, huh?
Oh man, I love them. It's like I forget how much I love them, and then I read them. I'm like, man, it's like it was written for me. This is the Kevin Smith run,
Oh, that's from the Kevin Smith run. Okay.
or we got a #11. And I had this one before, but I'd sold it. When I sold it for like $10, I think. So maybe even more than that.
What's the key there? Because I bought seriously, I bought like 12 of those from a
Okay.
guy.
Third appearance of Harley Quinn in regular Batman. First Harley Quinn in Detective Comics.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I went into a shop on the north side that had been closed for like 5 or 6 years, and he opened up just like spontaneous. It became open again, and I
Hmm.
wandered in, just saw it one day. I didn't even know it was there, and wandered in on the first day. And dude, I bought a bunch that day. A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I I got a lot of this No Man's Land. I like it. It's good. It's a good Batman storyline. And then this one was the one that I when I saw it, it's like it's free. So I was like, I had a hard time. I was like, that's not real. That's not what I think it is. And then I just threw it in the box. And then when I got home, I like looked at it and I was like, okay, that's real. So this is the first appearance of this Batgirl, like the Asian. I can't remember her name.
Is it
The,
is it Cassandra Cain or something like that?
yeah, that's right. So it's her first appearance, and I looked it up, and it's a $75 book. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
so I'm glad that I left that lady some money, and it's got like one tick on it, and that's it, and that might even be pressable, but so yeah, I was very very happy about that because I've been wanting to get that book for a long time, and I almost paid $35 for it a few years ago, and I'm glad I didn't because I got it for free.
Yeah,
More of the No Man's Land.
right.
And yeah, I'm not, it's free, so yeah, I'll take it.
They're a good read.
I've never read them. I think this is like #5 or something like that. So I like Frank Miller, so yeah, keep it in my collection. Another Kevin Smith Green Arrow #3, and yeah, another 300. Maybe I don't know what number this is, but
They don't want you to know.
I know. So yeah, I like Generation X readers always go on about how great Astro City is. I'm a big fan of Kurt Busiek, so so I had started reading. I'd bought a bunch of Astro City at like an auction and read it, and I do like it. I'm not like crazy about it, but I do like it. And so this was there free. So I went
I
ahead.
read the first couple. I read the first few. I didn't get into it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird that people love it so much.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay. It's not going nuts about it. Batman 1,000,000. I think I've read this before. I think it was good too because it's Doug Minch. He's like one of my favorite writers.
There's so much DC I haven't read.
And Detective. Yeah, Batman and Detective. I've really read a lot of it. Here's another Kevin Smith, number 12.
How long was his run on Green Arrow?
It couldn't have been that long, like 15, 16 issues, something like that. Another Kevin Smith, number 11. Spider-Man number 10.
You'll have to give me your list of what Ultimate Spider-Mans you've got so I can start grabbing those for you.
Yeah, I'd gotten a bunch that I paid like very little money for, and I ended up selling them all. I kind of well, whatever it is, what it is. I'll just get them again. This is number 14. So we know that he did at least 14 of them. Kevin Smith. So this was another one. Yeah, I could not believe that was in there for free.
Oh, yeah, great pickup.
Yeah,
And it's newsstand.
yeah. And like when I first, because I've never seen this book before, so when I first saw it, I saw it like that, and I was like, oh, that's got to be something.
Right.
And then when I got home and then looked at it, I was like, oh my god, that's Simpsons number 1.
Very cool. I've had a couple of those, but I always end up selling them.
I know. I was about to say I've sold so many of my Simpsons, but now I'm going to stop. I'm not going to sell them anymore. Keeping them. And then this another one that I've been wanting for a long time, and I've almost paid up for, and I'm glad I didn't. I got it for free.
Nice.
That is first appearance of The Simpsons.
Okay.
So this one was before that one.
Okay. I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always wanted this one. Yeah, it's not, it's all, you see the pics on it, but
Any kind of cartoon comic, you just have to expect that it's going to get a little beat up.
oh, yeah, because, yep, the kids, I think back, 1991, 1992, like my favorite thing in the world was Bart Simpson. So, yeah, I would have been one of those kids that just tore the heck out of that book. Well, even my old, I'm looking at even my Ultimate Spider-Mans that I had bought off the stand back in the day. They are in rough shape because I would read it, you would read it, people would come over, they would read it.
Yeah, they'd get passed around.
They got passed around. And I'm getting pretty close to the end here, Matt. This is number 15. So we know at least 15.
Very cool. Yes. Yeah, I really like all those Ultimate Spider-Man. The covers were great.
What's that?
The covers of them were great.
They were great. I think I read all the way up to at least 40. I think I read like 1 through 40 and had like 1 through 40. But like I said, I've sold so many of them. I've never read these. It was free. Just grabbed it.
You'll love them. You've got them. Go ahead and read them.
And then this series, this is Avengers Volume 3. This is what turned me on to comics, was this run. Not this issue, but this run. I think number 10, I think, was the one I read and loved. But Kurt Busiek and George Perez.
Yeah, that was a good time period for Avengers.
Yeah, because this is the first appearance of this guy, triathlon. Yeah, because that those they had like the Kang Wars or whatever, and that was such a
Mhm.
good storyline.
Nice.
Or No Man's Land. Oh, here we go. Green Arrow, Kevin Smith, #5. And there's the #1.
All right. Yeah, that's awesome.
And more Batman. And I've actually never really read many of these No Man's Lands. I've read some of them, but I think it kind of went on for a long time. The storyline did.
Yeah, it did. My crossover event.
It kind of. I was thinking about it when I was going through them. Like what Batman's going through right now is like Bruce Wayne is like flat broke, and he got his arm cut off, and he's got like a robotic arm. And I was just thinking, like, man, this No Man's Land lasted forever. So I wonder, I wonder what will be the next story arc for Bruce Wayne.
So, yeah, man, I haven't read Batman in forever. I had no idea about any of that.
It's good right now. It's good. The Detective Comics is good, but dude, it's like so confusing. It's hard for me to defend it because I'm like, yeah, this is good, but I don't know what's happening in it. I'm so. This is like #0. I don't know. Sweet cover. I've read this one before. Anyway, Detective. I'm almost done, I promise. And then this is, I don't know, it's a key, but can't remember.
Yes.
So,
You really got a lot of good stuff for free.
dude, that's why, yeah, like I said, that's why I had to leave had to give him some money because I was like, man, I feel really bad for, because I think I walked out of there with like over $1,000 worth of comics. So I was like, yeah, I better leave him something. All right, this be it.
Very cool.
So, see, we are. So yeah, I that was quite the haul. I was even thinking, last week, man, what am I going to show? And then, yeah, it was on like my comic book community Facebook group. Somebody had posted that it was like, hey, somebody's giving away free stuff, and I saw that the post was only like 42 minutes old, so I was like, oh my god, I better go right now.
Still time to
And
get. Yeah.
it was in a rich neighborhood too, so I knew I was like, oh, there's, I better go.
Yeah, that's the only people that give away stuff.
Yeah, I know. And that, yeah. So anyway, I was very, very happy and got a lot of great stuff. But Matt also got him some ultimates.
Yes, I'm
And of
very excited about that.
course, all red.
Yeah. You want this romance? You want this romance book?
Yeah, heck yeah, I'll take it. Yeah,
I'll toss that over in your pile.
yeah. Very much want that book.
Yeah, there was a bunch of other ones in the bins that I dug. You can see on this one, it is poorly cut at the top. It actually
Oh,
cuts off some of the words.
old Charlton.
Oh yeah, Charlton. But there was a bunch of them that I didn't pick up because they were stripped. They had the top ripped off of them.
Oh,
They were only half covers,
mm.
and I'll only buy like a coverless book if it's really old and super valuable.
I I have the hardest time buying them. I even saw an Amazing Spider-Man annual #2, and that's the first appearance of the Sinister Six. And and it was only $5, but I was just like, I just don't want it.
Yeah. Uh, uh, some people will buy them. I don't. When you look at eBay, like search Sensation Comics 2 or whatever it is that has
Oh,
the first appearance of Wonder Woman,
oh
people
yeah,
are selling individual panels, you
yeah,
know? So, I
yeah.
mean,
There was like an Action Comics, like just like a little chunk, I think that somebody sold for
Yeah,
like.
probably. Yeah, crazy.
But all right, man. We went for 55 minutes. That's pretty good.
That's
So
pretty good.
we'll hop off here and everybody keep on collecting.
All right, have a good one.